DreAllDay.com.
100 mental game best practices. The best mental game tips you need for life. DreAllDay.com. Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This topic is, why do people fail in life? Why do people fail in their business, fail in their sport, fail at school, fail in just being successful doing what they want to do? Many people think that people fail because they keep trying stuff and it's not working, or they keep having the wrong strategy, or they just not working hard enough, or they're just stupid, or they just don't have the right resources, or they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, or they don't have the right team around them. Those all could be contributing reasons, contributors to why somebody fails. But the main reason that I want to share in this video that people fail, and I mean in general fail, I don't mean like you try something once and you came up short. I mean fail in general, to where they do not achieve what they want to achieve. It's often because people don't fail hard enough. They don't climb high enough to fall hard enough. They don't try often enough. They don't try often enough at things that matter in order to get to even falling from a high enough height. Let's get right into the points here that I want to share here. Most people are never falling hard enough or often enough because they find themselves in the middle. All right, they're not too good, but they're not too bad. Whether they succeed or they fail, their failures are not that big of a failure, and their successes are not that big of a success, simply because people just don't aim high enough. That's all I want to share here today. Number one thing is that if you don't try enough things in life, you can't get lucky. You know what luck is, right? It's when preparation meets opportunity. You cannot get lucky if, number one, you are not prepared. Number two, you are not aware of looking for opportunities. In order to get lucky, you must be prepared, meaning you got to have game, skill, ability, know-how. You got to have practice. You got to be ready to do whatever happens to come your way. And you must be aware. Prepare and aware. Aware means you are noticing what's going on around you. You're not thinking about the past that already happened. You're not worried about the future that didn't happen yet and may not ever happen. You are focused on the present and aware, noticing what's around you, listening to what people are saying, listening to what they're not saying, seeing what's changing, asking yourself critical questions. What does this mean? What can I do about it? Where are the opportunities in this? That's how you get lucky. You got to be willing to be out there, and then the things that you see, those things that you're aware of, you got to use your game to take advantage of those opportunities, or to see if there even is an opportunity. But you got to be out there doing stuff often enough that you can get lucky. Again, if we're going to call it lucky by the traditional definition of luck, that means something happens to you that you weren't even trying to make happen. It just happened, right? Or something that you were trying to make happen and it wasn't according to your strategy, but it happened, right? How is any of that going to take place if you're not out there being active? So you can't get lucky sitting on your couch in the house. You can't get lucky never talking to people. You can't get lucky if you don't put yourself out there. You can't get lucky and get a TV producer to find you online if you ain't online making a YouTube video. You can't get lucky and get a radio show if you ain't podcasting. You can't get lucky and get a book deal if you're not out doing professional speeches, or you're not blogging every day, or self-publishing your own books. You can't get lucky in spaces if you're not out there in the path of luck. It's kind of like you can't get hit by a car. Usually you won't get hit by a car if you're not in the street. All right, you stay on the sidewalk, most of the time you won't get hit by a car. Now, could it happen? Yes, but you understand what I'm saying here. Point number two, people don't aim high enough. Even when they win, they lose. See, this is another reason that people fail. Like, they have these goals, these things they want to achieve, but even if they achieve them, how far does it get you? How great is that achievement? What does it do for you that's going to change your life? Your goals are not going to change your life and change who you are as a person. Your goals ain't big enough. Your goals are not serious enough. Your goals are not going to push you hard enough or far enough for you to make a serious effort in order to achieve them. See, if you could achieve your goal with a minimal amount of effort, or a moderate effort, or they're not even that exciting, that even if you achieved it, it doesn't excite you that much, you're probably not even going to achieve those, simply because paradoxically it doesn't engage you. It doesn't excite you. It doesn't energize you. It doesn't force you to really give everything that you have, or at least close to everything that you have. People set goals that are too small, goals that are at a height that's too low, that it doesn't excite anybody, doesn't get anybody engaged, and then nothing happens, of course, and that's how they fail. And point number three, reason why people fail in life, they're afraid of judgment. People don't aim high or go hard enough because they're afraid of the judgment of other people. See, I was listening to Dame Dash in an interview. He said successful people make unsuccessful people feel insecure. And that's why unsuccessful people have negative things to say about successful people. They just wait for something to happen so they can say something negative about you. And if you're on social media, of course you see this every day. We wait for some famous person, some successful person, something to happen to them, so then people can laugh about it and make jokes and trash that person or whatever, start a hashtag or whatever the situation is. The reason I'm bringing that up is to bring this up. When you aim really high in life and you set big goals, understand that your goal and your aims are going to be much higher than the average person's. And when you're thinking about how they're going to judge you, those people, judge you because your goal is so much bigger than theirs, then you may learn to hesitate. You may condition yourself to not go as hard or as far as you would have went simply because you're worried about or concerned with or unconsciously preoccupied with how other people are going to judge you. Because again, if you have a really big goal, it's probably going to be a whole lot of time between the time you set the goal and the time you achieve it. So you're going to spend a whole lot of time having not achieved your goal, having not gotten there yet, having not made it to that league or started that business or made that amount of money or gotten that luxury car or bought that house or whatever it is you said your goal was, as long as people know about it. As much time as you spend having not done it, the people who set small goals, they can judge you, they can criticize you, they can be negative about you, they can ridicule you simply because you haven't reached your goal. And it's not because they want to see you fail, it's because your big goal makes their moderate goal look small. You setting big goals makes them look silly because they had the ability to set a big goal too, but they chose not to. So they will definitely criticize and ridicule you when they see the opportunity. And you knowing that, being afraid of that judgment, keeps you from going as hard as you would, keeps you from setting a goal as big as you could possibly set it. So you need to check yourself for everything that I said here in this video on why you may not be setting goals as big as you could, why you could end up failing in life, not through it is through the fault of your own, but not because you're trying to fail, simply because you're falling victim to these traps that you may not have even been aware of. Again, I'm going to tell you what they are. Not trying enough things means it's impossible for you to get lucky. You got to be active to get lucky. Number two, you're not aiming high enough. That means even if you win, you actually lose because you didn't really gain anything. And number three, you are afraid of the judgment of they. Like DJ Khaled says, stay away from they. You're afraid of the judgment of what they are going to say simply because your goal was so big and the time that you're going to spend having not yet achieved that goal. My name is Dre Baldwin. Website's dreallday.com. If you didn't know me, you know now. Work on your game.